So for part B in this workshop, we're going to draw two different types of structures. The first is a rectilinear structure, and the second is a circular one. I'm thinking of them right now as a pavilion, so a little kind of building. They could also be pergolas or anything like that. For you in this exercise, if you want to use some feature of your design that you're working on and draw it in this program, you may use it for one of these and then do the other one do the other example that's not related to your structure. So for instance, if you have pergola, you can do the pergola as part of your rectangular structure and then do the circular structure as I show you. But I'm going to start with this one as a rectangular structure. So it's just going to be a square, and I'm going to go ahead and type rectangle, which for me is just typing in R. And then I'm going to make it 12 feet by 12 feet, and then I'll move that into position. Okay, so what I'm thinking is this is the ground plane of the structure. The roof will overhang, let's say 18 inches. So I'm going to say offset 1.5, enter. So there's my roof, and there's my sort of deck, if you will. What is holding up the deck and the roof are posts. So I need to identify the post locations. And in this case, I'm just going to put them at the corners of this for now. If there needed to be multiple, more than four, I should say, more than four, one at each corner, then you'd need to draw one in the center. I'm just going to do the four corners. So my my posts again are going to be rectangular, so R, and then I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to do it in here so I don't mess anything up. So I'm going to make them half a foot, so 6-inch posts. So 0.5, enter, 0.5, enter, and that gives me my post. So a lot of times what I'll do is like there can be just squares anywhere on the page, and sometimes it's hard to know what are you looking at, what's this square supposed to be. And so for me, what I typically do is I'll make an X in my posts, and so that's just telling me, oh, that's a post. I'm actually seeing it as a post. So I'm going to go ahead and move this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the correct layer right now while I'm doing it. I typically will draw this stuff out and then put it on the correct layer, but I think this might help me be able to read what I'm doing. So L structure posts line, so I mean the outline there. This X that's happening here is the L structure post X. And this is one of those examples where I actually kind of wish that I had this a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and move these. So I have my roof line and my roof X, which I'll draw in a second, and then my posts and my post X. And one of the reasons I'm going to do this now is because I want to just group these things, right? So this is now a group. I just hit GR and that grouped it. And now I can move over into this corner. And if it doesn't sit actually at the corner and it sits inside of it, you have to like, basically you could do this offset 1 foot and then say that this post is here, right? And then from there I just go copy. Okay, copy, and I could copy this around, or I can mirror, which is MI, mirror, and then I just mirror this to here, and then, sorry, erase that. So maybe this is how my posts fit within the deck, and the beams would go somewhere. If you have to draw the beams, that's a whole nother ball game, but at this point I just want to kind of get a quick sketch of what this might look like. And my X, this is describing the roof line, and I'll move that to the right layer, and this is the roof outline, the roof line, and this is the actual structure outline. And so basically this is my deck, these are the posts that hold up the deck and the roof, and here is the roof, and this is sort of like the pavilion's 4 sections of the roof. So that's obviously if we modeled this in 3D, which we will do eventually, you can see what it is I'm actually talking about. But this gives you an idea of like how do you you got a sense of this is the size of things. This is the roof overhang, and showing all the geometry that's pertinent to this particular pavilion. And now we'll start with the circular structure. So I'll go over here. I think I'm going to do about the same thing. So I'm going to type circle, choose a spot in here, and I'm going to go 12 foot. I kind of feel like that's a little bit small, so maybe what I'll do is do another 1 foot, and then think about offsetting this roof another. I'll just do 1.5 again, and this is giving me the idea that this is going to be a circle. It's very, very rare that you would actually have a building that's truly circular, so I'll show you how to adjust this, but we're going to build off of this circular geometry for now. Same with the posts. You actually could get circular posts, so I'm going to go ahead and work with that scheme. And so circle 0.5, and then again, I really want there to be a kind of X in here so you understand it's a post. And the easiest thing to do is probably to use quad. Just go quad to quad, quad to quad. And what I worry about is this looks like a drainage thing or something different because it looks like a plus. So what I'm going to do is just rotate this. So I hit RO, rotate, enter, and it's asked me if I want to copy, and I don't want to copy this. What I want to do is copy it actually 45. Did I do that right? Nope, 45, and that gives me, you can do minus 45 or 45, and that'll give me a proper X. So same deal with regards to the post and moving the layers correctly. I just want to go ahead and get this done so that I can group it, and then post line, and then GR, enter, gives me a group. And now again, same with moving the post into position. I move it, and then I'm going to use the midpoint or quad and go midpoint to quad, and then I'm going to copy this. Actually, I'm just going to use mirror, teach you guys how to use mirror. Go quad to quad, and then I'm going to rotate this from the center line, I believe. So I'm just choosing the base point first, and then I'm going to take the perpendicular. I need to say yes, copy it, and then I'm going to copy these over this way. And I'm actually just trying to keep it in. Something doesn't look quite right on this to me. Like, let me go back to this one here. Instead of doing mirror, I'm going to go ahead and copy it because something didn't seem right there. So copy it from the endpoint of the quad. Endpoint of the quad. Now let's rotate this from the center line, and then that should be good, perpendicular. And I want to copy it, yes. And then quad, perpendicular, quad. I think we have it. I think we have a good geometry there. The one way that we can check it is go quad to quad. Yeah, something is going wrong with this perpendicular nonsense. All right, here's where I have made my mistake, and it's a good thing to learn from. Sometimes when I have a little bit of an error and I catch it, it's a good thing to learn, because you'll see this stuff too. Okay, I'm going to rotate this one more time. I'm going to choose the center, and this time instead of, I'm going to make sure I'm on a quad point, because I think that perpendicular was for some reason not working out, or was perpendicular into something else. So I'm going all the way to with this circle and quad to quad, and it should be just fine. If I go quad to quad, it goes right through the center. So I finally drafted it correctly. So this is the kind of thing that it's barely off. You might not be able to see it, but it can cause a lot of problems in your drafting. So I want to go ahead and fix that so you guys can see how that works. So we have our posts. We have our, we'll call this the outline for now. And then we'll call this the, actually I'm just going to leave that there for now. Now, because this is circular, I mean, we know that it's a flat roof. Okay, maybe it's made out of concrete. If it's pitched roof where the water drains off of it, what we probably have are sections. This is going to go around in certain sections as it's put together. So what I want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and extend this out. I want to kind of draw those sections, but I'm going to do it by using the rotate command. So rotate, and I'll rotate from the center. And again, I want to copy yes, and I want to say 45. And that gave me a 45. I don't like that, so I'm going to get out of that and do this one more time. Rotate, again from the center. And I want to go here, and I want to go 30. Enter. And then I'm going to go 60. Enter. And then I should be able to go 90. Enter. And then I could just keep going with the math here too. I also like the fact that I could go minus 30, minus 60, and then we've got it all done. So this is broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 12 different parts. And let's, this way you can articulate a circle easier when you're not actually using a proper circle. So my intent is to actually come in and say, actually, these are not circular pure circles. That's really hard to build. These are actually squared off pieces, but because I have 12 of them, they are easier to define that geometry, or it makes it look circular when it's really not. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase that. That is now my official outline. Structure outline. Oops, I keep doing that. Structure roof line, sorry. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. It's just, oops, what happened there? I'm gonna do polyline. And kind of really be careful about those OSNAPs around this geometry and make sure you're hitting the right spot. And then I'm going to hit C in the middle of this. If I know that I've done all of this as one piece and I hit C, that's just going to mean close, or you can type that. So close, and it just closes that polyline on itself. And then I can hit erase, and let's move this to the outline, and I'm going to move all of this, and I'm going to go ahead and group this real quick. So this is all part of its same geometry, just in case I need to erase it or something. I don't have to choose like 12 of them or whatever. Go ahead and put that on there, and so that kind of lightened up. It's probably hard to see that at this point. So what else I want to do is, I'm not really a fan of like how you see how this structure is hitting this arc. It looks really weird. So what I think I will do is actually offset 0.5 and offset this in, and just move my posts inside of this real quick. Now if we look at the construction details and see how are we going to construct this piece, we may want it back out there again, but for now I just like it just feels to me to be a little cleaner to not have all those overlapping lines. So there we are in terms of our posts and our pavilion. Even though this is not a pure circle, because we have it divided into 12, it looks kind of like a circle. So that's often how pavilions will probably operate, unless we have a lot of money. So anyway, try this, and then when you're done, move on to the next one.